Welcome back, folks. So, as we know, No Man's Sky is probably the largest game in existence in terms of sheer size, the amount of planets you get to explore. So, it can often feel like it's a real lonely universe out there with the chances of stumbling upon another player or another player's base randomly almost zero. So, you probably want to know where everyone hangs out or where everyone builds their bases, right? Well, in this video, I'll be giving you the locations of some of the most popular planets in the No Man's Sky universe, and the added bonus is some of these planets are paradise planets, so they're perfect for building your next epic base on and having real visitors. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get stuck in. So, there are a couple of prerequisites you'll need for this, and those are access to a portal, and you want to have unlocked all 16 of the portal glyphs so you can use the portal to its full potential. If you haven't got quick access to a portal or you're missing a few of the portal glyphs, don't worry because I've got you covered. I've already created videos in the past showing you by far the fastest way to find portals and by far the fastest way to get all 16 of the portal glyphs in just a matter of a few minutes, so go ahead and check those out. I'll leave a link to the videos in the description below for you. You also want to be playing in normal or creative mode for these bases to actually appear, and obviously having multiplayer turned on, and all these planets can be located in the starter Euclid galaxy, so make sure you head there before jumping into any portal. It's also going to help if you're on the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X or PC to load in some of these bases, cause they are quite big, and in the past I've heard people having issues when they're trying to load them if they're playing on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. And as a final note, you're in for a real treat with the final planet in this video, so make sure you stick around to the end so you don't miss out on that. So, first up we have a paradise planet called Botai VI, and as of the creation of this video, it currently contains over 30 player created bases, with more being added all the time. By the looks of it, plenty of these bases have recently been updated within the last month or so. I decided to even just add a base of my own on here, yet though I've yet to properly build it up and upload it, but if you come and visit Botai VI later on, you'll see my base and plenty of others popping up. Anyhow, as you can see, this paradise planet is covered in green grass and awesome looking red water, so you could almost call it an Earth-like planet, but more on Earth-like planets in the next one. There are a few orbital bases you could visit on Botai as well. In fact, I was on a really cool orbital base, then looked over the hills and saw two more in very close proximity to one another and a totally separate base just below the one I was already on. So you know there are plenty of bases to visit on this planet. And these bases have been edited within the last couple of months as well, and more bases are popping up all the time, so you should definitely be coming to visit them on this planet to see whether or not you'd like to build your own base here and expand on the already ever-growing list of cool bases. And as a side note, if you're unsure about how to create an orbital base, you should definitely check out a recent video I've done showing you the latest and easiest way to do it. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below for you. And the portal coordinates you're going to need to come and visit Botai VI are Face, Bird, Diplo, Vauxhall, Sunset, Eclipse, Atlas, Atlas, Fish, Atlas, Atlas, and finally another fish. And next up we have a true Earth-like paradise planet which has green grass and bright blue oceans, and as of the creation of this video, this planet currently contains over 50 player created bases, including a work in progress beach villa by yours truly. This base is the one I shall be working on in the near future, so make sure you come back in a few weeks or months time and look for Bunks' beach villa. It's going to be truly remarkable, I hope, or just an overhyped cube with 4 walls and a roof, who knows. So anyway, besides me creating a new base and exploring the beautiful views this planet has to offer, I did come across some weird and wonderful bases, and not to mention Earth-like paradise planets are extremely rare in No Man's Sky, so this planet should be near the top of your list for building an awesome new base on. One of the first bases I did come across was this funky bus, which can be found on top of a trading outpost, and whilst it's not big or as grand as some of the bases you'll see in just a minute, it is still super cool nonetheless. It's a double-decker bus with a bunch of beds rather than seating on one level and all sorts of random things going on the next level. Though I do think it's missing one thing, a driver's seat and a steering wheel, but we can gloss over that because the rest of it is pretty cool. And I also came across, a first for me in No Man's Sky, an aquarium, which is quite surprising when you consider just how much water there is on various planets. Anyhow, this aquarium is one of a kind. There is a landing area above the sea which has a few landing pads and a short range teleporter to take you underwater to the main section of the base. My only issue with this base is the music, but we can get past that. When you're down there you don't actually see the dome or glass that is keeping you from the water, and I think that's pretty cool. There are a few seating areas and of course a bunch of fish tanks containing various creatures to make it an aquarium of course. So all in all, pretty damn cool. And these are just 2 of the more than 50 bases on this Earth-like paradise planet. So if you want to come and visit, the portal coordinates you're going to need are Eclipse, Sunset, Sunset, Bug, Sunset, Diplo, Galaxy, Tree, Galaxy, Tree, Eclipse, and finally another tree. Now, as I said, this final planet is a real treat. It is yet another paradise planet and it goes by the name of Drogradeur NO426. As of the creation of this video, it currently contains over a whopping 100 player created bases, and some of them are by far the best made and most thought out bases I've ever seen in No Man's Sky. And I've seen a lot of bases. I even have a playlist of multiple videos on my channel showcasing some of my favourite ones in the past. And to be honest, I could probably do an entirely separate playlist of the bases on this planet alone, but instead I'll just be giving you the location of the planet itself so you can free roam and check them out for yourselves. Whilst I was roaming around this planet visiting some of the other awesome bases, there were 2 other players doing exactly the same thing, so that's how you know this is a busy and much visited planet. It's the first time outside of expeditions or weekend Quicksilver missions that I've actually ever seen anyone roaming around the planet just by free exploring. Anyhow, one of my favourite bases that I visited during my time on Drogradeur was Sky City. Funnily enough, it's the second orbital base that I visited with this name, another one you can see in one of my base showcase videos. The playlist for that is in the description below. This one, however, takes the cake. As I was flying up to it, I thought it looks pretty big, but I didn't realise just how big it was until I actually stepped out of my ship and started walking around it. It's got absolutely everything you'd expect a city would have, like accommodation, a garage, which even has a ramp to jump off the station on, or even a hospital and more. Annoyingly, I didn't capture the on-planet coordinates, but when you're coming to visit Drogradeur, look out for Sky City in the air and definitely go and check it out when you come across it. You will not be disappointed. Also on this planet, I visited a lakeside villa which has everything you'd expect from a really good lakeside villa, including a pool, which is the first pool I've seen in No Man's Sky bases, by the way. Great looking gardens, great views, and of course a great interior. I think when it comes to No Man's Sky bases that are designed to be like mansions, houses, villas and such that are on planet Earth, this one is the winner for me, of the bases I've visited so far of course. If you know of one better, by all means leave a comment below with the coordinates because I'd love to check that out as well. But the sheer amount of time and effort that's gone into making it look this good is seriously impressive. You definitely need to come and check it out. So, as you can see from just these 2 examples from over 100 bases on this planet, it has some of the highest quality bases you'll ever come across in No Man's Sky. I also saw other various bases including a fortress, other orbital bases, underwater bases, and honestly far much more. You'll definitely be spending hours wandering around this planet exploring the player created bases, and there's a likelihood you can see other players doing exactly the same, just like I did. So definitely come and check it out. So the portal coordinates you're going to need to visit Drogradeur, and I highly recommend that you do go and visit it, are Balloon, Sunset, Bird, Fish, Atlas, Galaxy, Balloon, Balloon, Bug, Tent, Diplo, and finally a Sunset. If you do decide to build a brand new base on one of these very popular planets, why not leave a comment with your base name, which planet you built it on, and the on-planet coordinates of the base. I'm sure myself and a bunch of others would love to check out some of the creation you guys are making, so leave a comment below. And as always with these kinds of videos, I would like to give a shout out to the awesome communities over at Reddit and the subreddits, our NMS Coordinate Exchange and our NMS Glyph Exchange. So if you haven't done so already, I would definitely recommend you check those out. There really is loads to find on there. Including planets, ships, bases, and all sorts of weird and wonderful creatures. And there you have it folks, there are the locations to a few of the most popular and most visited planets in the vast No Man's Sky universe. You'll have endless amounts of bases to explore and a chance to build your own on them as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're still here, it would be totally awesome if you could support my channel by hitting those like and subscribe buttons. You can also become a channel member as well, while I'll be posting coordinates to a whole bunch of super rare and unique items and places to visit. You'll also get some unique emojis and badges when leaving a comment, so what's not to love, right? And as always, thank you for watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.